I've said this before, man, but true liberals, they're gone. And if they're not totally gone by now, they are absolutely, without a doubt, on the endangered species list. There are people, of course, that have co-opted the word liberal, and they still refer to themselves as liberal. But I'm telling you, the classic liberal, they have been replaced by complete extremist, propaganda-fueled, vitriolic, crazy people. And just to prove my point, Bill Maher, who might very well be the last living true liberal, he went on The View, which is essentially a bunch of crazy women who call themselves liberal, and they're going to prove everything I'm telling you. They're going to prove it to be true. But first, this is what they were up to before Bill came out. This is the kind of junk that they're peddling to their victims on The View.
And by the way, out there, that hat that you keep wearing, that red hat that says "Make America Great Again," that tells people that you go along with this. So you might as well just put a swastika on the hat.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because we see it anyway.
Remember that, because that's an important one. That comes back. That's going to get used against Joy Behar, as it should. I mean, every single day, but because it's that ridiculous. I mean, it's an incredibly stupid thing to say. She literally simps for the party that literally has a bunch of its base in the streets chanting anti-Semitic phrases that literally originate with Hamas. I mean, she is in the party that unapologetically wants to see the end of the Jewish state, which is also the only true, actually liberal democracy in all of the Middle East. And she says that a MAGA hat may as well have a swastika on it. I mean, this is who these people are. And these are the sorts of people that really do expect you to ignore language and consider them a liberal in the year 2024. And Bill Maher and anyone like him still in existence, they're starting to get it.
I think a conservative once said to me, what you guys in the liberal side of it don't get about Donald Trump is we don't like him either.
Yeah.
It's just that in this country, it's binary. I mean, gender may not be binary, but politics is. You only get two choices. And the stuff that they are afraid of, they see Donald Trump as a bulwark against, you know, and that stuff is a lot closer to the home. It's like my kid is coming home from school and they're not allowed to tell me if they're transitioning. The school is going to take the side of the kid over the parent, stuff like that. There is a lot of crazy stuff on the left. This book, there's stuff that each side is going to like and probably stuff they're not going to like so much in there, because that's the answer to the Donald Trump situation is what's going to get him elected is this woke stuff that a lot of people in this country just don't go for.
That's actually pretty funny. Bill Maher, he's putting on a clinic with these women and they actually have no idea that he's doing it. Bill Maher does not believe that gender is anything other than a binary. And, you know, he pokes some fun at that in making his point about politics, you know, that politics, whether we like it or not, are a binary. And he seems to recognize something I've said a million times. And it always strikes me that when leftists see Trump supporters, they never ever look inward. They never think, you know, gosh, if those people support this guy that I've worked this hard to convince them is evil and every ist and every ism in the book, what does that say about me and my guy and my team? But Bill is absolutely right, man. I mean, love or hate any or all of Trump's policies or not, the guy is a bulwark. That is exactly what he is. He's the last line of defense against true, complete insanity. I mean, think porn in schools, crazy drugs for kids, CRT, DEI, actual racism deployed in the fight against perceived racism. Or as Bill summed it up, all of this woke stuff that a lot of people in this country just don't go for. And pay attention to Sunny Hostin's body language here. I think she hates this guy. She hates Bill Maher, and she is absolutely triggered by the fact that she's sitting next to some straight white male using the word woke as a pejorative.
The term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want.
Okay.
Because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know, want to call it the super far left? But don't tell me the left
Or maybe the super far right.
Well, he's talking about the left.
Well, they're
Okay,
not woke.
but we talked about that. I mean, I think we agree about the danger of the super far right, and I can't say it enough. I think they're the bigger threat. But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a joke. But,
Too dark.
well, maybe it is, but it's true. I mean, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for a terrorist organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick.
Just look at this woman, like rubbing her brain as if it literally needs to be massaged in order to put up with someone like Bill Maher. She says the word woke has been co-opted by the right, and I wouldn't really call it co-opted. I mean, we use it to describe crazy shit. But the funny thing is, the left, they describe it the very same way. They're describing the same crazy shit, only they don't think it's all that crazy, which honestly makes it the perfect word for everybody to use. I mean, if she wants to be concerned with co-opted words, again, we can talk about the word liberal. I mean, Bill is a liberal and she isn't, yet she considers herself a liberal. And she probably, at this point, considers Bill some unwitting right-wing MAGA stooge. But he clears it up pretty nicely for her. Use whatever word you want. Call it super far left, call it the crazies, call it whatever you want. But you can't sit there and say that the left has not changed. And they are now the ones that hate the Jews. And I mean, no one laughed at his joke. He had to tell him it was a joke. But no one laughed because it's not funny. And they all recognize that it is 100% completely true. And he says that woke him up pretty quick. And now he's paying attention. I don't think he's alone. I think a lot of people are just like that. But to everything these women say, I used to think he was a propaganda agent, and maybe he was, maybe he still is, but he's trying to atone for it right here with these people.
Well, I think some people resent the question, like, what don't you get? Look, I'm not going to defend Donald Trump ever, but I would never say that we should put the swastika on the cap, because I think you can hate Donald Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It's half the country. I don't want to live in that country. I don't want to live in the country where I hate half the country, and I don't hate half the country.
How dare you disagree with me?
How perfect is that, man? That's a perfect shot across the bow. He basically says, I'm going to tell you everything I think about you in the most polite way possible. And your audience is with me. They're going to clap. They're going to laugh. That is absolutely perfect. And it's perfect because it's true. And I know I've been saying it a lot lately, man, but the truth just goes down easy. It's easy to tell, it's easy to hear, and it's easy to decipher. Bill Maher is doing a pretty damn good job lately of speaking truth. And it's amazing. It used to be the liberals, they were the ones fighting truth to power or whatever. That was their duty. They would say, truth to power, whatever. And apparently the remaining liberals still are. But who knew that we would come into a time that the power that they're speaking to was all made up of intellectually corrupted former liberals still pretending to wear liberal skin. But that's just my take, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.